Desk Fitness for Computer Artists, where I'll guide all my fellow seated nerds through a series of desk fitness activities that stand to benefit you and your well-being. You know, for packing on those love handles while sitting in the studio all day. Now, if you haven't checked out our very first set of exercises yet, be sure to check out the video here, just so you have some sense of continuity when it comes to these workouts. So, let's get crunching with appropriately 2 quick core exercises that focus specifically on working them abs at your office desk. Firstly, let's demystify the difference between the core and the highly coveted abs. Now, to the everyday person, I'm sure hearing the terms core and abs get tossed around by the gym bros, you'd think that they are both referring to the same thing, though that is not exactly true. Think of it this way, the abs form part of your core, but they certainly do not represent the entire core area. In fact, the core is made up of 2 key areas, the inner core, containing a group of muscles responsible for stabilizing your body, and the outer core made up of those aesthetics-based muscles that you see. And this is where your abs come in. This group of muscles generally controls strength and range of motion, in addition to helping you with stabilizing your body. In even simpler terms, basically your core includes the muscles in the pelvis, lower back, hips, and of course, abdomen. So, as you can see, your abs only make up a section of this area known as the core. Hence, that is why there are actually differences in training specifically for the abs, aka rectus abdominis, which is usually more targeted towards the abs than training your entire core in general, with the latter being a bit more comprehensive, focusing not just on the abs but also on stability type movements. Okay, now that we understand the differences between the core and the abs, let's move on to our workouts. Now, since you're most likely sitting at your office desk when you're watching this video, we'll start with the chair swivel workout. So, here's how you do it. First, remain seated in your seat. Hopefully, if you had watched our first video on ergonomic fundamentals, your chair is either one of our recommendations or in general, one that can actually allow you to spin side to side. Then, push yourself away from your desk such that only your fingers and the tips of your thumbs remain on your desk, palms facing downwards. Make sure you are sitting upright, then lift your feet off the ground, hovering just above the floor, such that your knees still maintain a 90-degree bend and your feet are still parallel to the ground. Once you're ready, contract your core and use your core to swivel the chair from left to right and back again. Remember, the key is not to use your arms, but rather to use your core or stomach area to twist from left to right and back again. Once you are done with one twist to the left and the right, simply repeat it again for another repetition, and so on. If you're curious which muscles are involved in this exercise, according to my research, the chair swivels essentially function as a torso twist type of exercise that primarily works your abs and obliques. Now, if you don't have a chair that twists and turns, no worries. Let's move on to a different type of core workout that works regardless of the kind of chair you are currently sitting on. Seated cross body crunches. Again, this one doesn't require a twisting chair, you just need a chair in general. So let's get started then. First, make sure you have some empty space in front of you, ideally about arm's length on all sides just in case. Sit upright with both feet flat on the ground, again making sure that your knees are bent at a 90-degree angle. Place your hands behind your head and then, without moving too much of your body around, raise your bent right leg towards the opposite elbow whilst contracting your abdominals, before slowly returning that to its original position. Do the same thing with the bent left leg raised towards the opposite elbow, afterwards repeating it again for another repetition, and so on. Now, if you're curious which muscles are involved in this exercise, according to my research, the seated cross-body crunches essentially predominantly work your obliques, which basically are the abdominal muscles to your left and right sides of your torso, then your chest and your abs. Now, if you'd like a bit of a challenge to this workout, try speeding up your seated crunches quicker to get a more intense contraction in your abs. Again, you can either increase the speed or increase the number of reps if you love the challenge. So, here's a recap. Chair swivels works your abs and obliques. Basically, you can even do this whilst just being idle behind your computer screen. I recommend about 5 sets of 10 repetitions, meaning a total of 50 chair swivels with an interval break of about 30 seconds after every 10 swivels. And of course, our seated cross-body crunches works your obliques, chest, and abs. I recommend about 3 sets of 8 repetitions, meaning a total of 24 seated cross-body crunches with an interval break of about 30 seconds after every 8 crunches. And to clarify, you need to do both legs per round to officially count as 1 repetition. For this workout, feel free to increase the speed or the number of reps for a more challenging and higher intensity of exercises. Ultimately, whether you prefer swiveling your chair or modified cross-body crunches, it is all about moving about and getting up and off your... Well, technically you need to be sitting in order to do these, so never mind then. Anyway, if you do get bored of sitting and swiveling your chair all day, there will be more workouts when we're back in the next video after our hiatus. Alright, so that pretty much concludes our session for today. If you enjoyed such content or learned something new from us today, please go ahead and like the video by poking the like button or post a shout out in the comments. And if you like a lot of my videos, then subscribe to the channel to make life a little easier for yourself. Now then, this is Vicki Lau, signing off.